Now, former President John Mahama says the violent attacks at the Ayawaso polling station center during the Ayawaso West Wuogon by-election is not a reflection of Ghana's democracy. Speaking with City TV, the former president said this puts the country in a bad light in the eyes of the international community.
Those operating on the day were not the regular police service. They were being passed off as the SWAT of the police service, but we know that the SWAT of the police service are 7 police officers. They are not national security operatives, and I think there's a clear-cut case of criminality. The Minister of National Security has owned up that he deployed the forces. We've identified most of those who were used for that operation. There's a visual of them escorting the MPP parliamentary candidate as she went around from polling station to polling station. You know, there's evidence of them dancing at the former parliamentary candidate's funeral and all that. And so those who were involved in all this are known. And I thought that the police by now would have invited them, taken statements, began their investigation, but you've hardly heard anything. There was an incident yesterday in Salaga, and already 7 people have been arrested. This incident happened nearly 2 weeks ago, and still no arrests, no invitations, nothing. The warning signals have been sounded by many security experts, and they have told us that vigilantism is the single biggest threat to our democracy. This has been escalating since 2012. If you remember, with the formation of invisible forces and things. Before all this began, there used to be isolated groups, Boku boys, Bamba boys and things. It's gone one level up, where the state is behind sponsoring this violence. And so the question we ask is this a dress rehearsal for 2020? And so you can see a certain sinister, idea behind all this. Training of DCs at the military jungle warfare school. I mean, what's the purpose of all these? So these are questions that we need to ask. We're proud of our democracy. Ghana is touted as the model of democracy in Africa. And when these visuals went out on the social media, I've been an advocate for democratic consolidation. I've taken part in election monitoring in Kenya, in Sierra Leone, in Liberia. I'm quite well known in terms of my advocacy for democratic consolidation. So I kept getting calls from outside and say, what is happening in Ghana? And when you see those pictures, they are like in a war zone, and so people say, but we're looking up to Ghana to set the pace. Why would these things be taking place? And so it's something that across parties we must agree on, that vigilantism is a threat. I know that there are some attempts on our side by some individuals to introduce some hawks and things like that, you understand? But that is probably because they feel that, well, if the governing party says we will not disband vigilantism and they're showing that this is what they're going to do, then on our side they believe that they must defend themselves and also set this up. But I believe we can have free and fair elections. I believe the security services, they manned our elections over the years.
The visuals courtesy City TV. You're still watching Midday Live.